See here, what I is there, that is important. See, without I, there is no existence. Aham Brahmasmi. At the same time, Tattvamasi. See, the same Shankaracharya who brought Satsangatve Nissangatvam. That's the beauty of Indian philosophy. They give the complete form. On one sentence he tells Satsangatve Nissangatvam. On another dimension he tells Aham Brahmasmi. Satsangatve becomes Nissangatvam. That means Nissangatve means not like rejecting the things by being with all the things. See, in your life, let's say for example, you want to achieve something, whatever it may be. You may want to reach a crucial post in your job, or you want to construct a house, or you want to run very fast, 100 meters running, something, you want to achieve something. Whatever the achievement, you are seeing it as achievement, an understanding should be there. At what cost it is coming? And what is the role of that I? See, whatever you achieve, as long as it's just pure playfulness, then it is okay. Instead of that, the state of your I is decided by what you achieve. There is no meaning. See, you may construct a beautiful palace, but you have to leave one or the other day. You are also leaving that palace, meaning you will pass from this planet. At the same time, that palace will also be destroyed. See, how many millions of palaces are constructed on this planet? How many are staying now? Palace also goes, the king also goes. In the same way, that understanding should be there. See, if a child is playful and constructing a building block, if it falls down, child cries, you laugh at it. If a child is crying, you will be smiling at it. Oh, wow, don't be worried, you can reconstruct again. So, such a kind of enthusiasm. See, here, the concept of I, his question was, if I is not there, how I can achieve? If I is not there, how I can find a meaning of life? Not necessary. What is the meaning of life is living. We no need to construct the meaning of life by anything else. Life is already meaningful. Nothing can add, nothing can subtract to it. Life is life. Life is complete. And are you expressing that complete program of life? And even about achievement, you should know what is achievement, what you call as achievement, and what is the role of the I in that achievement. That is very important. Or else to achieve whatever it may be. Let's say for example, you want to achieve a good business. You spend 50 years of your life to be a successful businessman. Day and night you are working to be a successful businessman. It's a big foolishness. If you are a successful businessman, you are a big failure in life. If you are looking only at business. Because the business itself is a funny way, it's a fun in a way. Just it's a transaction. I see people who are sitting in the restaurant counters. Father sits, collects the cash, morning 6 to evening 10 o'clock. Then the son comes, he sits. Grandson comes. Just they sit in the cash and count morning 6 o'clock to evening 10 o'clock. And they go on dying. Constantly. They see a lot of money. They have big homes, big cars, everything is there. But that is not the success of life. And success of life is free. If you are smiling, that is success. If you are content, that is success. If you are not judging anyone, that is success. if you are able to live life as life, you should be able to unfold life. That is success. Even there is a difference between the ego and the I. Ego means once the border is crossed of that ego, it is triggered. You are affected. See, a knife is there in your hand. A knife is there. Life is there with you. A knife is there, life is there. With the knife, you can cut vegetables. With the same knife, you can cut your own fingers also. In the same way, with the life, you can live life. With the life, you can perish life. Both possibilities are there. With a knife, both possibilities are there, construction and destruction. In the same way, with the eye, construction and destruction. Eye is like a knife. If it flips into construction or triggered by the past imprints, it begins to construct the ego. If it is affected by fear, if it is affected by tomorrow, if it is attached to the result of your actions, then such a state of I transforms into more and more egoistic expressions. Then you should be careful. Oh, I am not using in a right way the state of my I, the ego. Mana, buddhi, ahankara, that is chitta. Mana, mind. Mind is required, intelligence is required. At the same time, the ahankara, the I, that is required. That is required to create the presence. It should not create the absence of you. It should not create the absence of love. It should not create the absence of peace. It should not create the absence of celebration. If your I is creating such absences, then that I is not required. To create the presence of celebration, to create the presence of joy and happy life, the expansion, it comes as a consequence of unconditional acceptance of life. It comes as a consequence of finding pure pleasantness in every action. As a result of that, a beautiful I is expressed. So you should analyze whether my I is constructing my self-expression, true self-expression, or my I is used to express the conditions what I have. There are two different things. Both possibilities are there in life. One is like a loop. Once you begin to fall into the program of strongly constructing that egoistic I, constantly you will be in a vicious circle. That's why karma is indicated by a cyclic process. Once you are stepping out of it, and once you are able to find the true self-expression, for that if the I is used, then it's a beautiful journey. Whatever the actions you do in the outside, it doesn't matter. See, in life, there is no difference between actions. It has a very deepness. If you understand, difference comes only when you are in a pure non-action mode, effortless. That's the importance of meditation. Other than that state, any kind of actions you are doing, it doesn't matter. There is no big or small action. There is no intense or non-intense actions. There is no worthy or unworthy action. Nothing like that. Action is an action. How you grow out of it. If you read some Indian spiritual stories, even for example, we have a classical text called Ramayana. Do you know who wrote it? Ramayana? Epic of India. Valmiki. Valmiki wrote the Ramayana. What he was before? He was a hunter. He was a very cruel man. Hunter. With each and every hunting, somewhere his consciousness was reforming. Path was hunting, consciousness was reforming, and one fine day, like a flip, in one day he begin to question what I am doing, why I am living this hunting life. He became a sage. He became one of the best yogis, and he wrote a text which is treated as epic by millions of Indians. Such a transformation. But the path, the most of the years in life, how he spent? Just by hunting. That's why if you are doing an action, how it's constructing you, that we cannot tell. That's why we should not condemn or criticize any persons outside the world. If you can do something good, you do something good. Don't waste your energies, because everything is a well set program. Everything is a complete. It's a divine expression. We are here just to be present contentfully in this divine expression. The role is to what extent I can bring out my real self. To what extent I can bring the real love, the real joy, the real celebration within me. It has nothing to do with how they are, who they are. Nothing matters. No caste, no creed, no nationality, no color, nothing matters. Even an ant you should love. Even a bird, even a human, you are love. It doesn't matter. Whatever comes to your zone, you radiate that love. So such a pure expression, when begins to unfold from you, then you are in the right path of life. You have to drop judging others, condemning others, criticizing others, and all the time trying to identify your state by comparing to others. That's a pure human, strong psychology everybody carries. If you wish to have a peaceful life, just life, if you wish to live life, you have to come out of any such program what happened to you. That is why I is a very good facility if it is used for construction of true self-expression. At the same time, the same I, when it is transforming into more and more egoistic attitude, it begins to act as destruction. We need I, but we have to use it for more constructive expression. That's how in each and every actions you have to find. As long as you are living, you have to do one or the other action. Every person. So how purely you are doing? In many times, there is no pure and impure actions. Let's say, for example, a cobbler, who repairs the shoes. If a cobbler sitting on the street repairing his shoes, at the same time, a person inside a temple worshipping the God. Both carry, like what people think is, he is in front of the God inside the temple, doing a very serene, very pure, very nice action. Where the cobbler, which we use for the feet, is just stitching. I don't care him much. I value him. When I go in front of the priest or a father or a mullah, I bow my head. This cobbler, I give the money, you work. attitude of the people now. For example, a priest inside the temple, if he is doing and if he brings to you, oh, how much money I get out of him, how I can use it for me. If he is looking from that ego, it's not a divine action. At the same time, if a cobbler stitching your slippers or shoes and he thinks, oh, I have to stitch it properly. If that person somewhere walking or climbing a hill, walking on the street, if the slipper breaks down or the shoes breaks down, some thorn may prick that feet, he is divine. A person in front of in the area of the divine may not be divine, but a person who is stitching can be divine, because he is finding himself in others. Because if it pains to me, he knows the pain in the same way it pains the other person. So he wants to share the love. That is why no actions is supreme or inferior. It depends on who you are in your heart. It depends on what message you carry in your mind. Whether you are carrying the message of boosting or triggering or building the program of conditioning, or the message what you carry is to dissolve any kind of reference of I. If you read Patanjali Yoga Sutra, most of the time people think the concept of pratyahara. Pratyahara means that withdrawal of senses. No, it's absolutely wrong translation. Who don't know yoga, they might have translated it as withdrawal of senses. No. Your I is not triggered. It is entirely two different things. Whatever it may be. To withdraw the senses, you have to force, you have to act. Some effort is there. It's a pure effortless path. If you are absolutely effortless, the importance of effortless is it unfolds the life. The more you are in effort, always you are effort with something else. Always, effort is always with something else. See, if this is the hand, how fast I may make like this, it will not produce any sound. If it is there, then only it produces sound. It creates, one more thing is required to create an effort. In the same way, only one thing, the true self, it has to unfold. When the true self is unfolding, whatever you are perceiving through senses, that will not create an effort. And perception is also an effort. Why you have to perceive something? Because any perception always happens from the background of triggered I. So without the triggering of I, there is no perception. It's an expression. See, this is also, if you know the depth of yoga, a great hint is there in the state of pratyahara. Nature is there around us. Consciousness is there, which is the manifester of nature. So, nature is the manifestation of consciousness. Both are everywhere. And this nature remains as nature, separate, because perception is happening. See, because sense is triggered. Instead of that, pure presence, nothing in particular to perceive, no sense is triggered, you are in the pure state of pratyahara, then is a pure state of union or oneness of conscious and nature. Pure state of containing of manifester and the manifested part and the process of manifestation. All are together. The Purusha, which brings out the Prakriti, is together. Purusha is here, Prakriti is here, and they are everywhere. That's why is a playfulness, yin and yang, plus and minus, Shiva and Parvati. By whatever Ida and Pingala, whatever the name you call, it's everywhere. From micro to macro level. The more you feel it everywhere, the less the I, less the triggered I. So once you begin to understand this dimension of life, a pleasantness comes. You begin to live life beyond any triggered ego program. Living life. You no need to have any frame, any definitions, any theory, any conditionings. Just pure life as life. When you constantly move towards that, that is satsang. So in a way, how you handle your I, that is very important in life. That is the very biggest tool. How you handle your mind, that is also very important. You may have a very beautiful body, but if the mind is not proper, what is the use of that body? See, many animals, a butterfly has very many beautiful colors on it. By chance, if you drive on a butterfly, imagine you are driving a car, accidentally a butterfly came, you went on that, butterfly is killed. No enquiry, any police enquiry will be there. Because it has a no valuable mind state. It has a beautiful body, but no valuable mind state. So value comes due to the state of the mind. That is very important. Mind. At the same time, intellect. Intellect means what choice you are making. You may have a very nice state of mind, very beautifully looking body, you committed suicide. You made a choice to commit suicide. Both are gone. If you have an intelligence, you know life is to live. I am fearless for any consequence of life. I am ready to face whatever may be. It's okay. It's a situation. Life is different. Life situation is different. Life situation is just a life situation. I live my life. That's it, beyond any outside effect. Once you have that maturity, that's maturity. There is the life unfolding maturity. You may have maturity in dealing with many other things, but most of the people are still like kids when it comes to the point of unfolding of life. They suffer, they worry, they think, they do many things which is not at all required. Why you need to worry? Many people tell, oh, I am worried, I am worried, I am worried. Why you need to worry? And if a problem is there, hell, why you have to worry for it? Problem is a problem, so what? What is the relation between problem and worrying? There is no. It's just your sickness of trying to identify. Just problem is there, try to solve it. If you can solve, you can enjoy the process of solving the problem. If you cannot solve, leave it. What else you can do? That is the maturity of looking at life. Instead of that, people constantly worry. By worrying, they are trying to feel life. Means they like to worry. Nothing else. If you don't like to worry, don't worry. No, I don't like to worry, but worry comes to me. No, you're lying. You like to worry. It's like, I tell you, oh, I don't like to hold this glass in my hand. Then you tell, no, really I don't like. You leave it. No. How it is? It's like the same. You are holding the worry and you are not able to drop it. And if somebody tells, you don't agree, no, I don't like to worry, so I don't like to hold the glass. is just a condition. Just become celebrative. Feel free. That is the freedom of life. Why you constantly try to be sober, thinking as though a big thing has happened to me in life. There is no tomorrow. There is no bank balance. Nothing. If there is no bank balance, okay, there is a calculation system in our economy. Who worries more, we give more money. Is there any program is there? So by worrying, will you get money? So then why you want to worry for not having money? What is relationship? Just try to live life independently, freely, unaffected by any outside situation. That is the company with the real self or true self.